Hello, it's Saxon4 here. So today I want to talk about the Valiant. Of course it's British, so as a disclaimer, I'm going to say already I love British tanks. So I don't really mark tanks. Um, I am not very good at marking tanks. I can barely sometimes get the first mark. I know. I've never once got a 3 mark. But this one, I noticed that the first 30 games, I kept doing loads of damage. Then I looked at my stats, and I don't really look at stats, I don't really care about them, but I noticed, wow, I'm averaging over 1,200 damage per battle in a tier 5. What is this? I just don't know what it's about the Valiant. Everyone hates it. Everyone goes, it's rubbish, it's too slow, penetration's too low, it's out the meta. Oh, they complain about EBRs and all the rest of it, but for me it just works. It just is fantastic. I must say, you do have to spam the APCR if you want to have good battles, especially considering, unlike the Excelsior, because Wargaming, they don't want to give the preferential matchmaking anymore. I think that's a mistake personally, but that's what they want to do. But despite the fact it sees tier 7s, it still is a fantastic vehicle. Now look at this, we've started the game on Wide Park. It's only a low tier map. I don't mind it, it's not that bad. It's refreshing when you jump down the low tiers and you get this sort of map. A bit different from the very stale tier 10 gameplay. So, I'm thinking, right, I just need damage. I don't care about the kills, I just want the damage. I mean, we've started off, I think, quite well. What I love about the Valiant is, well, for a lot of things. First of all, the great gun depression. You've got, I think it's like minus 11 or minus 12. It's really, really good, especially as it's over minus 10 normally. That's good gun depression. Anything above minus 10, you really do notice. You're able to use just a few more positions that you don't really use, or even positions that you can use just a bit more comfortably. And you've got fantastic armor all round, actually, even on the sides. Rare for British tanks, normally we don't have armor on the sides. We seem to just slap it on the front and forget about the sides. But this one can side scrape fairly well. Also, it's a real tank. It's in Bovington Tank Museum. I've been there. Amazing place. Another thing I love about the tank is its DPM actually is quite good. Recently, Wargaming have been releasing mid-tier premiums with abysmal DPMs. I'm talking, you know, the recent tier 4 one we got, the German? Well, they butchered that tank. First of all, I don't understand why they gave it an autoloader. In real life, it doesn't have an autoloader. Nobody asked for it to have an autoloader. It doesn't make sense for it to have an autoloader. And because of that, you know, it's got worse DPM than some tier 1 tanks, a tier 4 TD, yeah, I know. But that's, again, I played one battle and then I refused to play anymore. I won't sell it though because I like collecting. So this is key. KV2 in this matchmaking is deadly. I know that I've got to get rid of it ASAP. So I'm thinking, whoa, okay. Misplay for me there, taking 432 damage. But at least I know now it's shot and it will be reloaded. I finish off Skoda and then I'm thinking, right, can't let it hit me again, but I need to be there to finish it off when it shoots. So I'm waiting. This is what you have to do the KV2s with any tank, even tier 8s. Just don't let them hit you. It's a stupid system that they always do damage even if you're heavily armoured. I don't even like it, but it's just annoying. There we go, it shoots. I now know, it's dead already. Oh well, at least it means I can advance. So at this moment in time it's been an okay game. I made a silly mistake there. 1000 damage, it's quite good. Nothing spectacular, but we're slightly losing. So I need to focus. I need to not get carried away and I need to get to those positions. Bit of luck there that they bounce, but that's what I said about the side armor. The side armor is good. It's not like an Object 907 or the T22 medium, but at this tier especially, it can save your bottom when it's like that. So I know there'll be probably some tanks camping up there. There's always the TDs. My main priority is I need to get rid of these artilleries. I hate artillery so much. And I know that it's just going to pound me to death. If you want to know the equipment setup I use for this as well, I use... well, a turbocharger is vital. You can't play this without a turbocharger because it's incredibly slow. One of the slowest actually in the game. I use a gun rammer again. The rule of thumb is if a tank can mount a gun rammer, you need to mount a gun rammer. Who doesn't want more DPM? Some people say, oh, it's not important. It's no. Even if you're using a tank like the ISE-152 or the FV-215B183 or the FV-4005, you still need to maximize the DPM. What do you think is going to happen if it's a 1v1 situation? You're both hugging each other and whoever loads first will win the game. You don't want to be in a situation where, damn it, I would have won that game if I had a gun runner. And let me tell you something, that has happened. That happens all the time. You're in a 1v or even there's only two of you in that part of the map, and you need to save your HP for later. Having the gun rammer, even on those tanks, really does make a difference, and it's vital. And then I use coated optics. I think at the mid tiers, view range is more important actually than even the high tiers, because many of the enemies will have such poor view range. And at the high tiers, you can generally get the maximum or spotting distance or very good view range just using vents with good skilled crew. Whereas at these low mid tiers, you need to have I find the coated optics to really get that proper view range. And look at this, guys! One of the artillery is killed already, and the second artillery killed. What a beautiful sight! So now it's sort of just clean up mode, and I hope you've seen some of the things the Valiant can do. Yes, spamming the APCR, but they designed the tank like that. It has to spam the APCR to be effective. So that was the first game. I'm going to pause the video now, load up the next game for the same video so we can have a look at that. So, as I load up the next video, we'll just have I want to ask you guys something. Hand on your heart. How many of you played the Valiant? And how would you rate the Valiant as a premium? I'm not talking even as a free one here. I was going to buy the Valiant because it's British anyway, but if the Valiant was a proper premium tank that was wasn't in the tech tree, but you know, they were one of the best buys for this few days, who in the comments would have bought the Valiant? Honest truth, I want to know. I actually don't think many people would have bought it, and in my eyes that would have actually made it better in the sense less people would have known the weak spots. It would have been a rarer tank, but when it first came out, seeing all the Valiants in the battle, I think at the game there was like 9 Valiants on both sides. It was crazy. It was so funny and so easy to get ace tankers. I kept getting ace tankers so much that I stopped uploading the ace tankers because I got so many of them. So as you can see in this battle, I'm being a bit naughty, saying please team help me, but it worked actually. So as you see the T-28 here, had Vesimelis. He said, I'll help you. And do you know what? He's a great guy because he joined my clan afterwards. Yep, that's how I recruit in battle. So shout out to Vesimelis. And I hope he enjoyed his gift. I gifted him the Churchill 3, one of my favourite tanks, and one of the best premiums, especially for new players, to get. So I know I'm top tier, there's a lot of tank destroyers. But I know I'm top tier. So I'm going to go and be aggressive. You have to be when it's like this. If you're not aggressive, you're letting your team down. This position recently I've used a lot of in the low tiers and the high tiers, and I found it quite effective. So I'm going up. Yes, look at this speed. This is a drawback, but all tanks have to have drawbacks. That's in order to be balanced. If a tank doesn't have a drawback, it's not balanced and it's not good for the game. We all know that. So the Excelsior's there begging for help. I was half minds whether to go down the typical heavy part of the map, but I said no, I want to go here. I know this position can be used with the brilliant gun depression we know it has. Also, I'm just conscious I don't want to overpush. This is sometimes my problem, I overpush and I die because I was too aggressive. Vesimilis just goes right up there in front of them, so I'm thinking, oh hello, Mr. Stug. I fluffed the shot there. So I'm thinking, right, I need to get rid of I just need to do damage. I don't care about doing the kills, I just want damage. Boom. Another one bounces the dust. Yeah. Then I see that stupid little German thing. Enemy vehicle destroyed. What a beautiful sound. Come on. Tell me you don't love that sound. So I'm now thinking, right, should I try a bit of reverse side scraping? You see the side armor they're holding up? It's fair it was a BT7. I don't know why Wargaming put the BT7 at tier 4. It's hopelessly outclassed at tier 4. Should be a tier 3. Just like the Covenanter is hopelessly outclassed as a tier 5 British tank. Should easily be a tier 4. But I was really disappointed, when they released the British Lights and they didn't add any low tiers. And we've got a very odd situation where you go from the Crusader, a World War II tank, to suddenly the Setter, which is a post-war tank. Just feels so odd. There's no natural progression. And it's saddening to me, so saddening, because let me tell you what the line should have been. The Tetrarch, a real tank, not in the game yet, in the British tech tree, as a tier 4. Why tier 4, you say? Well, it's one of the few tanks that actually use the Little John adapter currently in the Matilda. So easily it would have made a brilliant tier 4, and it would have fit the line of the British tanks having above average penetration for their tier, but low DPM and alpha damage for their tier. Tier 5 I would have had the Harry Hopkins, another real tank, a development from the Tetrarch. At tier 6 I would have used the A46, but they wasted that as a gift tank. Why? Well, the A46 was again a development in the same style, it's got the same suspension. At tier 7 then you could have had the tier 7, then you could have gone on to the Setter and what we have now. It would have made so much more sense than suddenly having the Crusader go into the Setter. But the Crusader's another funny tank. I mean, that was a tier 5 light, then it was changed to a tier 5 medium, then it was changed to a tier 5 light again and bumped up to tier 6. And then they had to buff it because they didn't really improve it when they made it tier 6. But actually now, with the buffs, it's quite a remarkable tank. It's got excellent DPM. I believe it's got the highest DPM from tier 6s. Possibly that might be the Type 62, 64. But either way, it's the top DPMs of tier 6 lights. And it's British! Who doesn't love a British tank? But also, I'm interested, everybody, for you all to send me your replays. Not just British tanks. Send me the replay in the message, in the forums. Just find me on the forums and send me a message on there. Or in the game chat. I don't know actually how many people are going to be viewing. I only expect 100 views, I'll be happy. 100 views, and if people like my videos, if I can make one person happy, that's what I want to do. You're going to hear me rambling on, and I promise if I get 200 views in a video, I'll edit properly, and so this is like the beta version of my channel. It's raw, it's real, it's just me and videos and what, focusing on the gameplay. But I'll make them fancy for you all. I'll start learning how to do, should I have a little intro? So here I get a bit stuck. I'm like, move out the way, move out the way. I've got 6 kills, I've got just shy of 2,000 damage, and I'm having a great time. I'm just having fun rolling over in my Valiant. I hope I've showed you as well that for those of you who just saw the Valiant, disregarded it, give it another go. Try it with the setup of the rammer, the optics, and the turbo. If you want to, and I haven't even got food. I use automatic fire extinguisher, and then small med kits and small repairs. Give it another go, and let's see. In fact, let's set a challenge for if there are viewers. Go out in your Valiant. Send me your best Valiant videos, and we'll put some more on. We're going to start a Valiant fan club. We're going to start people loving the Valiant in World of Tanks again, and show it some love because it really deserves it. Thank you for watching, everybody. I'll see you soon.